Join the conversation.
Peace, family. My name is Vicky Diller for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to give us a big thumbs up and share the broadcast. Thank you so very much, family. I've been discussing Bill Gates for some time now. This man has just found himself at the center of geopolitics, and it is absolutely suspicious and very problematic in many ways as to why he's mess making in world affairs in the way that he is. You know, you're supposed to be dealing with computers. Now you all involved in the medical industry, legal stuff, donating tens of millions of dollars suspiciously, privately to presidential campaigns and all this kind of stuff. You was exposed by RFK. Family, I want you to watch this very, 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 very brief clip of what is said to be from these particular sources of Bill Gates in a car, and just watch what the Brits do to it.
You murdering Bill Gates! You son of a... You have blood on your hands! You have blood on your hands! You murdering son of a man! We know who you are, you son of a... Murder! Arrest Bill Gates! 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 We know who you are, you son!
Okay, family, did you see that? Did you see that? On that clip there, it appears, and of course you have to listen closely because there's a lot of shouting. It appears that the Britons are sitting there, beloved, of course, shouting at him. And in some instances, they're using some epithets. They're using some colorful language to get his attention. And some are shouting for his arrest and calling him and saying that he's responsible for the deletion, the unaliving of many people. Now, family, I have a question for you. How in the world, why in the world does it seem like more and more Europeans, are rejecting Bill Gates, and more Africans and Black folks around the world seem to be giving him the benefit of the doubt? That doesn't make much sense. I'm saying that now, family, because of what he was up to specifically in Kenya. And of course, he's gotten some pretty bad news from Kenya, where it says here in this headline that Kenya suspends Gates Foundation diplomatic immunity. So it says that Gates' bold assertion of power has opened up a reappraisal of its far-reaching influence, where it says in a stunning reversal, Kenya has suspended the Gates Foundation diplomatic immunity, the far-reaching privileges given to the foundation just weeks ago, including immunity from legal action for acts done in the course of official duties. Gates' bold claim of diplomatic status clearly was a major political miscalculation, as citizens, public interest, lawyers, journalists, and elected representatives are now broadly asking, what in the world is this multi-billionaire from Seattle doing in Kenya that he needs immunity from the law? Shout out to the courts for doing that, somebody. Now, of course, I was discussing him some time back here on this network, because of the suspicious $50 million donation that he made to Kamala Harris's campaign. How many of y'all remember that? You can go back and look at that some months ago. And that was even reported, but in a slick way by the New York Times. The New York Times headline says Bill Gates privately says he has backed Harris with $50 million donation. Family, New York Times, they're equally as devilish as any other propaganda tool that's out there. They're trying to help cover this up for the man. When you read that article, as I mentioned before in my previous broadcast on this, I talked about the fact that when you read it, you find out that Bill Gates gave to the organization that's supposed to keep his donation secret. So you got to ask yourself, why in the world would he donate $50 million to Kamala Harris campaign using a secretive agency and process only for them to talk about him giving the money? Well, beloved, let me tell you how media works. When situations like that happen, family, it's not unusual for someone to blow the whistle, meaning that they didn't really mean for the information to get out. So to get ahead of it, they have that print publication shape what they did in a way that don't make them look so bad. Does that make sense? In other words, it's believed based on information and belief that he never meant for it to be revealed. Because number one, he gave it to an organization, nonprofit organization, to where he could keep his donation hidden. So why is it public? Sometimes when these sorts of things are leaked so that he doesn't look so bad by giving a dark donation, is what they call a dark donation, then they try to get ahead of it like, well, Bill Gates privately says he's backed Harris with $50 million donation. No, why would he tell you that when he gave the donation in secret, silly? So it's all these little weird things that he's doing with, you know, with the medical stuff that he's doing and his involvement in different immunizations around the world, him doing stuff with farmland and all the food and what in the world? We know what's up. There's a lot of stuff that we can't say online, beloved. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this. But I just wanted to call this out about how the Britons, they honking horns, baby, and calling for his arrest and cussing him out. Beloved, there's a changing of the guards and there's a changing of the gods and goddesses. In other words, changing of the guards, when I say that, I mean that there's a shifting of order on earth. And then when I talk about the gods and goddesses, I'm meaning one with force and power. That means that there's a spiritual shift as well. That's actually what's causing the shift on earth. I teach these principles and more about world rulership and how we use our spiritual authority in order to have influence on earth. If you want to know more about that, beloved, and how you can get miracles and wonders and signs and wonders and get the edge in every area of your life, join my school, the Vicki Dillard Mystery School. Go to my website at VickiPlanet.com. That's VickiPlanet.com. That's VICKI Planet.com. Of course, share the broadcast